In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between level 1, level 2, open dorms, level 3, close security prisons, level 4-5, maximum security prisons. That's the way our level system here in Ohio works. Depending on your case, if it's low felonies, you'll be a level 1. Most people start out as a level 2, and you will be in an open dorm. This is an open dorm right here in this photo behind me. If you get in trouble while you're incarcerated, you'll get leveled up to a 3 or a 4 depending on how bad it is. Some people start out at 3, especially if you have something to do with someone being unalived. There's a point system in the computer. It's like an AI. They put everything in there in the factor. How old you are, have you ever been to prison, what was your charges, are you STG gang affiliated, all of that. Once they do that, it suggests to them what level you are when you're either in Lorraine or CRC. Those are our 2 reception centers. If you have a case to do with someone being unalive, even manslaughter, you'll usually start out at 3 no matter what. But those things I just mentioned, they can also make you start out as a level 3 and you'll be right in a cell block. That's what I'm getting at. So the difference is right here. You'll see if you live in a 1 or a 2, you literally live amongst 300 other men or women usually. The way our prisons do it is there's an A side and a B side. Right here would be 150. That's why I chose this photo, because it relatively looks like ours. On the opposite side of these walls would be like B side, exactly like this, another 150. How you see that hallway right there? It would be like you could cut through to get to both sides, but technically you're not supposed to do that. That's the CO's desk right there, and it looks like the bathroom. So this is exactly how ours is set up. Some prisons have a walkway through the bathroom, which is how most people sneak from side to side. If there is no bathroom, you just have to take your chance and walk past the CO's desk. Some COs don't care. Some will write you a ticket telling you you're out of place. In Ohio, that's called a Rule 35. Living in a dorm with all these people is crazy, especially when it's hot. You got fans you could buy on the commissary or in a clothes box. So you'd have all these racks with fans at the end of the thing blowing hot air around. But imagine when people pass gas, like if you're sitting in the block and somebody farts, somebody else's fan will catch it, and it literally is like getting thrown from area to area. It's fucked up. You might think it was your bunkie or somebody next to you, and it's somebody all the way on the other side because it drafted to you. That sounds crazy, but that's true. On a hot day, that'll literally start fights in prison. Some people who can't sleep with noise, this would be the worst case scenario. I've always slept like a rock my whole life, so for me, prison did nothing but make me sleep better. I'm talking about with the loud noise, people gambling, watching TV, bumping music on a Super 3 boombox, whatever. That makes me sleep. As soon as it would be 3 in the morning and now the whole dorm was asleep, I would wake up wondering why was it so quiet. To this day, I like to have a TV going with a light flashing or at least a low video playing on YouTube on my phone. My woman likes to sleep in the pitch black, and that shit bothers me. So when you find yourself being leveled up to a 3, that's a close security prison. That's a cell block. For me, I ended up to the disciplinary level 3, Lebanon Correctional. And then I ended up going home from Trumbull Walls, which is also a level 3. It's right in my backyard, and I got to go to the Flying High program. Me, myself, I would never wanted to live anywhere other than a cell block. Once you find yourself in that situation, now you only got to deal with one person, your bunkie. You can ask the sergeant to put you in with people. They'll usually put family with family. So if you have a blood cousin or a blood brother or a dad, whatever, they will specifically, purposely put you in a cell block together or in the same cell together. They also do that with people who are part of the same organization or gang. So in Ohio, STG stands for Security Threat Group. Anybody who's tagged in the system as a gang member, you will be on that list. It also gives you a specific FBI number in this federal database to be considered as homeland terrorists, which sounds crazy, but ever since 9/11, that's what they do. In some prisons, they don't care about race or who. They don't care if you are enemies, this and that. That's pretty crazy. But in Ohio, the way they do it is they try to put people in the same gang in the same room. The only time they won't do that is if you piss somebody off and they fucking hate you. They might even put you in there with one of your ops. I mentioned the race thing because a lot of times there are people who only want to live with their own race and they can request that. For me, being that I was a part of a biracial organization that started out as a African American gang, they accept Caucasians and they accept Latinos. Now that things have changed, for me, it didn't matter about any of that. I'm saying, like, let's say there was a white to white, black to black cell, and they're all full, but someone just came from the hole and they have nowhere to put them. They would come to me and say, hey, this black dude's about to come live with you, and y'all's tagged as the same thing. So I ain't, you can't give me a yes or no. I'm literally telling you they're coming to live in there with you. But the thing is, it's one of your guys, so at least you already got that in common. That probably happened to me about 4 times in my bid, which I didn't care anyways. I had one of my bros, TYG, from Cincinnati. We specifically tried to live in the same room with each other. It didn't last that long because we ended up getting in some trouble and got crashed out in the block. But during that time while we lived together, we was comfortable. We was close. I know it sounds crazy, but down south they got things like the Confederate flag with racism and all that crazy shit. You might not see a white dude and a black dude there either, just like in out west. But in Ohio, where I live at, it's not like that. It's actually majority gangs and organizations are biracial. Even the ones that started out and wasn't before, they are now. Quick example: GD, Growth and Development, Crips, KFs, Convicted Family from Columbus. You got C-Dubs, Cincinnati White Boys. They changed their name to Cincinnati Wild Boys. All those organizations I just named were specifically for their race, and now they're all biracial. Speaking on the C-Dubs, they even changed that middle part of their acronym to Wild Boys because they wanted to start letting black dudes be a part of their organization. And now there is a lot of them. I think one of the craziest things I ever seen was a black dude with swastikas tatted on him, and he used the N-word a lot with a hard R. It was crazy, but he literally would say that he felt white and that he was trapped in a black man's body. Yeah, that's what he said. It was pretty crazy. I actually just seen somebody in the comments recently said that they seen a guy like that, and it might have been the same dude. Alright, I just wanted to show y'all the difference. This is what a level 2 open dorm setting looks like. Bathroom, hallway leading to the other side, CO's desk, bunch of dudes crammed in there as one. Imagine something going on, you're laying there asleep, and let's say it's a 2-on-2, 3-on-3 fight. All these racks will start moving. They're supposed to be bolted to the ground, but 9 times out of 10, they're not. So you just hear racks sliding. You might see locks getting thrown. A CO will come in, start spraying, and now everybody's running and coughing and putting a shirt over their face because you are in there with the shit no matter what. At least in a cell block, if some shit's going on, you could go in your cell, shut the door, put something under there. You won't smell the mace. It's a completely different world when you're in an open dorm compared to a closed security prison. And mind you, the level system is different from state to state. Everything I just mentioned, that's for Ohio. Our level 4s is Lucasville, which is a notoriously known prison, OSP in Youngstown, Ohio State Penitentiary, and Toledo. I think they're the main 3 level 4s we got. But you gotta be on some real bullshit to become level 4 Supermax. Like do something to a CO or really hurt another inmate. If you unalive an inmate while you're in Ohio prison, I think you gotta do 5 years as a level 4. If you take somebody out, they'll put you as a level 4 for about 5 years, and then they'll decide if they want to drop you back down to a 3, but you gotta earn that shit. Till the next one, stay safe, stay free, stay blessed.